Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to Anime King. And I'm back with a brand new episode of What If Naruto Enter the Invincible Universe Part 3, guys. Remember to get this one too. 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also, guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels if you're new. Anime King 2, Anime King 3, Anime Symbol, Anime Prince, which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. I already post a brand new episode of What If Naruto was a villain in the DC universe, so go ahead, check out that and enjoy. And if you have your ideas, don't forget to go ahead and just comment them down below and I'll jot them down for future use. So without further ado or wasting any more time, how about we jump right into this brand new episode? Let us begin now, guys. So, the last part that we left off, Battle Beast attacking Naruto seemed to awaken something dark inside of him, something ferocious, something deadly, something terrifying in every sense of the word, something violent. It was terrible, a monster, an abomination. Naruto was not the same anymore. He fought with such a destructive force, even as Eve and Mark tried to calm him down, because him and Battle Beast were destroying everything. He would not listen, he was simply causing more mayhem. However, eventually Eve was able to get through. Battle Beast could have killed them right there, but instead he did not. Instead, he decided to spear him, as he would return for a fight. A brutal one when that other side of him returned. Yes, he would return for that one. For now though, as they made their way, they returned as Naruto recovered. But he was himself once again. As Eve came there, telling him that he need time away from it all. Time to relax, time to clear his mind, time to understand who he is. Naruto accepted her words rather quickly. As she took him away, she brought him to a massive forest area where she had her own treehouse that seemed so lavish and so large. This was the place that she stayed most of the time, as her father was a real asshole, yes. Out there, Naruto was able to clear his mind. He was able to calm the violence in his head, the chaos, the destruction. It was peaceful, it was quiet, it was wonderful, in every sense of the word. While Naruto was out there though, Mark learned the truth of his father, which turned into a whole new set of problems. As Omni-Man and Mark tear across the sky, they tore through the land, they ripped buildings apart. It was cataclysmic, it was destructive, it was bad in all sense of the word. Naruto arrived late. As Omni-Man fled, Mark was left. Naruto did not know why, but he spoke to Mark there, telling him that things doesn't end here. He chose to stay here, he chose to fight for humanity, and that was a good part of him. He told him that he doesn't have to be like his father. It was up to him who he wants to become. It was up to him the path that he take. It was up to him who he will become. Time passed by. As things start to get better, Naruto working with the Guardians, Eve by his side, Rex getting a bit jealous as they seemed to be together and yet they weren't dating. Now that part was strange. So what were they exactly? They even had a conversation about this. They could be whatever. The both of them had things that they are still struggling with. And yeah, maybe just jumping into a relationship right now was not the best thing, as they found themselves needing time with each other, and Naruto himself really needed that time. So as that went by, the world received a new hero that was going around, saving people, performing heroic acts. However, Naruto finally got something. Memories resurfacing. A man named Kakashi. Naruto remembers snapping his neck. The scene terrified him. For the first time, Naruto went deep. He went deeper than he's ever went before. He went deep into his own mind, trying to understand it all. However, upon doing so, Naruto faced something catastrophic. Whatever it was, it spoke about him being a leader. It spoke about him being a god. It spoke about his lack of memories, turning him pathetic as it emerged from the shadows. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the playstick of yourself. So this will begin this new episode. The space in front of him seemed to change. It was almost like the darkness itself was afraid of this person. As they emerged, stepping towards him, Naruto was shocked when he saw himself, but he wasn't the same. This one had similar eyes, but they had strange markings inside of the Rinnegan. How did he know that? Naruto was confused, not to mention his clothing. Something was different. Before Naruto could speak, his opposite reacted and gripped his skull. Flashes went through his mind. A village. His village. Konoha. He remembered now the name, the place, a feeling of home. But then the memories went wrong. They twisted as he was being beaten, kicked and punched in an alleyway. Monster, demon child, they scream. His rage boiled inside of him. He was no older than 6 or 7. The anger exploded outwards. The next thing he knew, he was covered in blood. Flashes changed into another. Naruto saw the pleading gaze in the old man's eyes. The Hokage. Hiruzen. Naruto, please, this isn't you. The village can change, we can change. But he saw himself as he stepped in front of the broken building, standing on the symbol. There is no change in this. You started this, and I'm going to end it. Another flash, a pinkier Kunoichi. Naruto did not know why, but he felt such a rush of emotions looking at her. She screamed, terrified. Naruto, please, she begged him. Please stop this. He was on her knees, crying. That's enough. No more, she begged. Yet he walked towards her with such an uncaring gaze. Another flash. He saw himself breaking the neck of Kakashi once again. Another flash. He saw himself dragging a woman across the village. He saw himself blowing a house to smithereens. The cries of the innocent inside. More flashes ripped through his mind as he saw dozens of villages burned, obliterated, mountains leveled, armies crushed. As they cry and beg as they were broken, they cursed his name, they cursed his very existence. I'll show this world pain. I'll show them suffering. Naruto screamed as he jumped back, terrified. His counterpart stood there. Tears ran down Naruto's cheeks. The thing he feared the most. Afraid that he was a monster. He was right. Why did you stop? You're still not back together. You still do not know who you are. I don't want to know, said Naruto. I've seen enough. I was a monster. You were a god. You were a necessary force. Yes, you were a monster, but they made you into that monster. with almost limitless power to bend world and reality as you see fit, strength to make Viltrumites look like children. And now, your power is limited, far weaker than what you were. But you are stronger, much more mightier than you can even imagine. You are a god. All you need to do is to remember. Cut this weakness, cut this pathetic state, and remember who you are. I don't want to remember. I don't want to be that. I don't want to hurt people. I have friends here. People who trust me. People who love you. His darker half took over. You pathetic fool. You only think that because you don't remember. And all of them, this Eve and all of these people, your so-called friends, they mean nothing. If you would simply remember who you are, you would realize how insignificant they are. You are not some peaceful justice fighter or anything like that. You are someone that made a world bow and continue on to bring nothing but destruction because your goals were far superior to everyone else. You were a monster because you needed to be one. This world is just another stepping stone, another place that you can make bow to your command. All you have to do is to remember. He stepped forward as Naruto stepped back. No, I won't. If it means not becoming that, I won't remember you. I will never remember you. You fool. You can't keep me away forever. Because I am you. I am what you truly are. Not some pathetic weakling who struggle with emotions. Struggle with understanding himself. Since coming here, you've shown nothing but being worthless and pathetic. But I'm about to show you what started this. It's time you truly remember everything, not just flashes. You can't just know you're a monster, you have to feel it. And in doing so, you will regain everything that you lost. And you will understand why you're here. That you did not come here on purpose. He stepped towards Naruto. I said no! Naruto shouted, his eyes causing shockwave in this space. You fool! You can't resist me, his counterpart said as he ran towards him. Get away! Naruto screamed, seismic shockwaves tearing through the entire place. Naruto's eyes snapped open. Deep breaths. Heavy deep breaths. Naruto looked around, terrified and trembling. When Naruto gazed around, he was frightened. The forest was dead. Every tree, every plant, every blade of grass in 100-meter radius had been withered away to ash. The ground was dry, cracked, grey, looking like an ancient bone as Naruto stood in the center of devastation. He gasped, feeling nature course through him. He felt it under his control as he understood what he did. He absorbed it. No, he robbed it. He robbed it. Naruto plunged his hand into the ground and forcefully pushed it back out. He watched with miracle eyes as the earth started to revitalize. Trees started to regrow. Immediately, he severed his connection once he felt it was gone. What am I? He said. As much as he wanted that to, have an answer, he was afraid of it. He was terrified of it. The very thought of understanding what he was chilled him to his very bones. He was terrified. He was a monster. He killed so many. Innocent. And this proved it. He drank the earth like it was nothing. And he had no idea what that power even was. But yet he knew that he collected the nature energy. How did he know that? His darker self was dangerous. Too dangerous. He couldn't let him out. Eve's smile flashed across his mind. Mark trusting him. His team. As Naruto flew away, unsure what to do. His mind a frenzy and all over the place. Unsure what to truly do. Time skip. Mark sat with Amber, actually there for once instead of calculating threats or response time. Naruto advice was constantly in his mind. You can't keep everyone at arm's length forever. That's not living. That's just surviving. So he had taken the risk. As he opened up with his feelings, talking about his fear, his struggles, his trust, betrayal, everything, Amber could sense the vulnerability. It was like this was the first time he was actually open to her. You seem really different, she said. Lighter somehow. She placed a hand on his. You just wanted to get all of that off your shoulder. Doesn't it feel better? I'm trying, he said to her. A friend reminded me that I can't do everything alone. That's it. I can't just push everyone away. Letting you in, it does feel better. I'm glad. I'm glad that you let me in, she said, squeezing his hand, smiling towards him. Mark felt a lot better after their lunch. However, something rather strange happened. A dog paid him a visit. Not just any dog though. However, he soon come to learn that it was actually an alien, taking a good shape that would make his mind comfortable. Turns out there was some meteors and they needed his help. Mark decided to go, leave the world, as he headed off to help them and their civilization. Meanwhile that was going on, Eve was going through a lot. From her trying to help her parents out with money issues, but her father was stubborn. Truly stubborn, and he would not take it. And then the part that she created being unstable and breaking down and her father blaming her. 2 days after the park had died, so yeah. It really started to weigh on her a lot. As she ended up going to her room and just shutting herself in. Lying there on the bed, feeling like she couldn't do anything good. She sat and let herself cry. Not the pretty cry that you would see from movies, but the ugly, gut-wrenching sobs that continue to bring up from that part of her inside. She didn't hear him landing. She didn't hear him approaching. As Naruto opened her window and slipped inside, he was struggling. Seeing her, just being around her, it made him happy. As he entered, she saw him, covering her face with her pillow. You can't just break into people's rooms, she said to him. You left your window unlocked. That's basically an invitation. Well, that is not how locks work. And it's broken, she said. She had a slight smile, but Naruto knew that something was wrong. What's wrong, he said. I made something. I created something beautiful and good and helpful, but it all fell apart. Everything keeps falling apart. Then we build it again and again, said Naruto, until it doesn't. She looked at him. It's not that easy, she said to him. Nothing is ever that easy. Naruto took a step closer and sat down on the edge of her bed. Tell me what happened. So she told him. I know it's stupid, she said after she was finished. I know. Parks doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, there are bigger problems out there. It's not stupid, Naruto said. You try to make your community better. You put time and effort and literally molecular position into making something beautiful. That matters. Even if it doesn't last forever. The fact that you tried, that matters. Then why does it hurt so much, she said. Why does it feel like what I do was pointless, like everything is? Because you care, said Naruto. And caring mean it hurt When things don't work the way you want it to happen. Your dad, he doesn't get it, does he? What's driving you? Said Naruto. He doesn't get it. Eve saw him as someone that doesn't want her to use her powers. But Naruto saw a lot more. Her father was insecure and terrified because Eve doesn't make any sense to him. There were several factors. Her not needing him was one of them. The other, he was afraid of her power, as she made normal seem, impossible. Office work, boss, paychecks. The normal system that he was raised to understand doesn't make sense with her. She made the impossible possible. He doesn't want her to use her powers to even help people. He said things to always put her down. It's the way that he's built. He believed that she's cheating. That is how he sees things. As Naruto's get to understand that from the way he talked about her and from the way she described it. As she wondered to herself, was she wasting her time trying to save the world that was gonna break anyway? As she dried her tears. Most times the little things could actually just send people over the edge, and this was one of them. Despite him struggling right now, mentally, Naruto put that aside for her. He's not right. Eve, listen to me. You're not wasting anything. You're one of the most generous, good person I've ever met. You've used your powers to help people who can't help themselves. You create beauty in a world that desperately needs it. And yeah, so what if it doesn't work out this time? So what if it fell apart? But you're not going to stop, and you're going to continue working until you get it right. And that is what makes you special. That is what makes you different from the rest. That is what makes you great. He said to her, this coming from someone that doubt everything about themselves. It affected her greatly. Come here, she said quietly. As she never break his gaze and he did not break hers either. She wrapped her arms around him, burying her face in his chest. They weren't dating. They haven't defined what they were. They weren't physical beyond hand-holding, and that one time where she kissed him on the roof. But in this moment, she needed this. She needed him. She needed someone who understood. Naruto hesitated to hold her. Those memories surfacing once again in his mind, but he pushed them away. He held her like she was an egg, delicate and soft like she would break if he applied too much pressure. It's okay, he mumbled. You're okay. I got you. She cried in his chest, feeling much more comfortable, releasing the frustration, the hate, the anger, the disappointment. She released it all as he held her, showing an undying love that she's never received. It wasn't sexual, it wasn't even romantic, it was just something different, something she couldn't explain. It was beyond the two. A combination yet greater. It was something she couldn't explain. Thank you, she said, for being here, for understanding. Always, he said. You make me want to be better, Eve, he said, when I'm with you. I feel like maybe I can be the person you think I am. Instead of, he trailed off. Instead of what? Tell her. A part of him said. Tell her what you saw. Tell her what you were. Let her decide if she's gonna see you the same way. However, his fear won out. Nothing. Just thanks for believing in me, he said. Eve studied his face. She's gotten to know him rather well since he first arrived here. You're hiding something, she said. Whatever it is, whenever you're ready to tell me, I'll be here. She wasn't going to push him. She knew that would just make him clam up even more. But she wanted him to know that she would be here no matter when. No matter when he wanted to talk. I hope so, he thought to himself. But on the outside he just smiled, pushing her fears away. You coward. You're too afraid to tell her. It doesn't matter. You will destroy everything soon enough. When they all find out what you truly are. His own thoughts and his mind betraying him as he fight away all those nonsense thoughts in his head. Days later though, shit hit the fan with Mark. Turns out the alien was lying. They brought Mark there because there was someone that wanted to see him. His father seemed different. Everything seemed different. This was the same man who wanted to kill him not so long ago, who murdered the Guardians. This was a lot to take in. He learned that he had a half-brother, which made him even more upset. Unfortunately though, they arrive. The Viltrumites descend upon the planet like they were plagues of destruction. Mark held back too much and almost got himself killed. In the end he won though, as his father got almost ripped apart, beaten to the point of unconscious. When General Krieg attacked, Mark did not stand a chance in hell. As he was beaten, he was told what he had to do to the planet and what they were going to do if he did not follow through. In the end, the strange creatures of this world helped him back to full health. And he now had baby Oliver, as his father was taken in for execution, and he had to conquer the world to offer it to the Viltrumites, or they would do it themselves and annihilate him in the process. Time skip. Cecil was rather pissed. Mark did not come to him right away. He went to his mother first, with Oliver. That was a tough conversation, and then he went to visit Amber. Finally though, Cecil's expression was one of, well, on the inside it was one of concern. So Nolan fought with you against the other Viltrumites, he said slowly. And now we have another hybrid Viltrumite baby on Earth. His name is Oliver. He's my brother. Yes, it's complicated. Complicated is going to get people killed, Cecil said. They gave you their ultimatum. And if the Earth is not strong enough to repel them, we will fall. And nothing will be able to stop them. Mark seemed unsure. He seemed worried. Cecil was actually using that to make Mark understand that they need to work together and he need to fall in line. After which, Mark headed to pay Naruto a visit. He was gone for 2 months. You're back, Naruto said. So, what happened? He questioned. I see. Naruto said, taking it all in. So you brought a baby back. That's all you have to say, said Mark. After all of that? Yep, pretty much. Yeah, I brought my baby brother back. So, if you do not complete what they tell you to do, they're going to do it themselves and you're going to die. Pretty much, Mark said. At least you have a cheery tone about it. You know your life is insane, right? My life is insane, says the guy that's from another planet or a reality, who has magic eyes that can make things explode with his mind. Touché. So how are you holding up after seeing your father? To be honest, it brought a lot of things back. The beating, his betrayal. But he also saved my life and he was broken. He told me what happened after he left. And now they have him. It's a good chance that he's gonna die. And there's nothing I can do about that. And now I have Oliver. And he's innocent in all of this. To be quite honest, this is all just a lot. And I don't know what to do. Naruto clamped a hand on his shoulder. That's why you have friends. To help you out. So yeah, we'll figure this out. Besides, we're both getting stronger. So by the time they arrive, we should be able to repel them. And if we don't, well then we're gonna die. Mark laughed, knowing that it wasn't a funny thing, but it was the way that Naruto said it. I guess you're right, he said, gazing outwards. You know, from the outside in, people would be freaked out by your life. But to you, it's just a normal Tuesday. It's Tuesday? Yeah, said Naruto. Huh. Thought it was Monday. You are right about one thing though. My life was much more simpler before I gained powers. But even with powers, where did things became so weird? Probably around the time when you learned that you were half Viltrumite and your dad is an asshole and I fell from the heaven to be wrapped up in all of this as well. I guess you're right. It's good to laugh. Things are getting so serious, Mark said. Well, take the little time and enjoy them while we can. Mark paused. Naruto was serious now. Are you okay? Mark said. Yeah, I'm fine. Both Mark and Eve could tell that something was wrong. He smiled and he laughed and he tried to act normal, but these two were really close to him. And they could tell that something just wasn't right. Time skip. Cecil stood in the observation deck as he watched. The team ran through combat drills. His expression was calculated, focused as usual, but there was something else there. Immortal called the formations, is thousands of years of tactic, therefore, well, a added boost and help. Robot had the logistic and technical support. Black Samson provided ground support with his enhanced strength, but it was Naruto who had become the team emotional center. When Monster Girl struggled with a particular difficult maneuver, it was Naruto that encouraged her. When Bulletproof, the newest member, still was finding his footing, it was Naruto that was there for advice. Even Rex, still going through with his redemption arc, especially after Duplicate was now with someone else. And he realized that he messed up when he cheated on Eve, because this was a horrendous feeling, even though she told him that they weren't really dating. But she was dating Immortal now. He's good with them, Donald said as he stood beside Cecil. Natural leader. People listen to him. I've noticed, Cecil said. Robot is a strategist. Immortal is a field commander. But Naruto, he's the one they follow because they want to, not because they have to. Does that concern you? Donald questioned. Everything concerned me. But right now, I need him more than I fear him. The Viltrumite Empire knows about Earth with more detail than ever before. They know about Mark. They have Nolan. Not even sure if they killed him yet. But things are about to get a whole lot worse. Our two heaviest hitters have to be ready for when they come. Days later, Cecil called the team. There was a massive Martian warship coming their way. What the hell is that? Said Rex. One of their new members, Shape Smith. He was stiff like a board. He was a Martian. Yes, he was a Martian. And he knew that this was going to happen. He thought the others would hold them off. Turns out that there is some rather powerful things that are coming their way. Not in terms of strength, but the way they could control entire population. What? You knew this and you said nothing? He apologized, waving his hands. He thought the Martians would fight them off. So they had an invasion on their hand right now. They had to take care of it before it arrived to Earth, because those things would infect humanity like a plague. So two teams were gathered to split apart, to find the source and to destroy it, not to mention, well, one of their own that was trapped there. So with that, they went off, wasting no time as they came across the monstrosity, looking like a battleship ready to wipe out nations and worlds. They moved towards it. Eve could tell that something was wrong with Naruto now, more than ever. She's been watching him, she's been looking at him, she's been observing him. every single moment. He was hiding something she thought he would have opened up by now, but he was not. He was not telling her what was going on. And she was worried, she was concerned. Whenever she needed help, he was there for her. All she wanted was for him to open up, but he wasn't opening up to her. She wanted to break through. She wanted to get to that part of him that was hurting, but he would not allow it. Time skip. The sea quid. There was a lot of them. They swarm. They move across the area like a plague of death. There was a lot of them. They wanted to take over. They wanted to control. The Martians that survived told them that they were all connected. It wasn't that they were that powerful, but it was the number. The team had divided into two. Naruto held his hand out, and with a wave, a massive army of them were blasted away. Robot had a way of getting through, stopping their connection. Fine, said Naruto. Hurry up. However, Naruto picked up on it. He could feel it. They were in danger. Eve was powerful enough to hold the line. As Naruto moved through the base, she told him to go, making his way towards the second team. Robot was in the center, surrounded by the others as they were working to protect him while he was working on severing their connection. However, Naruto had picked up that these creatures weren't the only threats that were here. He arrived on the scene as Rex dropped down to one knee. He was bloody and bruised. Kate was being held by the giant monstrosity as he was going to crush her where she stood. Naruto sent him sailing with a kick. He could not see Shrinking Ray anywhere. As he held Kate, battered and bruised, she was the last one left. The leader of them, King Lizard, he stood there at Naruto interference. He was pissed. Well, another hero. Unfortunate almighty push. Naruto blasted him through the wall. As he placed Kate down. It's gonna be alright now, said Naruto. As he looked around. She's inside him, Kate said. What? Naruto said. He turned towards a large guy that got back up. His name Komodo Dragon. You ate her? Naruto said. Tastes like chicken. Wanna be next, pretty boy, he said. Naruto clenched his fists. Maybe. It was the fact that he was struggling with his own guilt of being a killer. A monster in his former life. Why this angered him so, or because she was a friend, a teammate. You're gonna regret that. Komodo Dragon rushed in. He was fast for his size. He swung, but Naruto caught his fist. Komodo Dragon was shocked. Naruto's fist slammed in his face, stunning him where he was. Get up. We're not done yet, Naruto said. Naruto flew forward and sent him into the metal wall. He dragged his face and tear it across it, throwing him to the ground. Komodo Dragon dropped. You're strong, he said, as he rose back to his feet, smiling as he did, acting like he wasn't fazed. Naruto dodged his attacks, as he was still holding back tremendously because he was terrified of what would happen if he did not. If he truly let go, what would happen to him? Thus he fought with a precision. He fought with grace. He pushed him away once again. But once again his hand extended and it was like an instinct. Universal pull. He yanked him right back into Naruto's fist. It folded him in half as he was sent crashing back down. King Lizard and the others watched in fear. This one was too strong. One of them, Iguana, made a fatal mistake to attack as Naruto was focused on Komodo Dragon. However, Naruto's body reacted on instinct. Naruto spun, chakra course in his hand as he sliced right through him. The blood splashed on Naruto's face. Naruto was stunned. Iguana had been torn in half. He didn't mean to. It was an accident. Komodo dragon saw and crashed into Naruto using the momentum. He started to drop his fist into Naruto's face. Punch after punch after punch after punch. But the blood was still affecting Naruto badly. Once again, Naruto snapped. Enough. He caught the fist and knocked Komodo dragon jaw clean off, shocking the behemoth as blood sprayed. Naruto picked himself up. So annoying, he said. He dusted himself off. Naruto stepped forward as he saw the others hiding away. He smiled. Komodo dragon rushed towards him as his hand breathed through hand sign. Fire style. Majestic destroyer flame. Naruto sprayed flames out of his mouth. Burning Komodo dragon, he tried to push through it, but by the time he reached Naruto, he was burned. He collapsed on the ground, his body broken, burned and mutilated. It made his stomach weaker, as movement could be seen. Turns out that she wasn't dead. She might have been swallowed by him, but she wasn't dead. But Naruto was no longer paying him any attention as the others rushed in to attack. Naruto dodged with ease. It seemed like he was having fun. Salamander and King Lizard tried to escape, but Naruto appeared in front of them and grabbed Salamander by both sides of the head and squeezed until the head crushed. King Lizard made his way to the door until Naruto's hand ripped through the steel and pulled him through. Naruto held him by the throat and smashed his head repeatedly into the steel frame until his skull was broken open as he tossed the body down to the ground. So weak. He turned as Rex was standing there. Hey, it's me, Rex said. Naruto was stained in blood and the look on his face. Hey, it's me, Rex said, repeating himself in fear. Naruto snapped back into himself as the voice of Eve broke through. Robot had done it. They've all been stunned. They also found the body of the guy that they came here to find, but he didn't make it. Eve came over. Naruto was quiet as he looked at his hands, as he realized that he lost control once again. The trip back to the Earth was quiet. They were able to get all of the others who needed medical attention, especially Shrinking Ray. Kate was also injured and so was Rex. Around 6 hours later, the Martian situation has been resolved, even though they were still, assholes as they wanted to take care of the one that was with the team, but the team had accepted him. After all, he helped them out. He was one of them. So they end up having to, run away. Naruto was now standing as Cecil was going over what happened. You tore them apart. It happened again, didn't it? You lost control. They deserved it. Even now, something was wrong. Naruto's answer was shocking. They were gonna kill them all. And if something was not done, she would have been dead in that guy's stomach. Naruto said standing there. Cecil had gave them orders, but Naruto did not listen. As Naruto started to walk away, "We're not done yet," Cecil said. "I'm done," said Naruto. "I need to clear my mind." With that, he proceeded to leave. He did not listen. He did not hear anyone out. He just left. Somehow Cecil had footage of the whole situation. Then again, he had them bugged and prepared. He reviewed the footage, knew the eyes, the techniques that he used, the techniques that he said he had no idea what they were, they just came to him. He's remembering, Cecil said, his old techniques, his old personality. Donald looked towards him. I was wondering, when he first fought that creature, when he destroyed those buildings, was it a split personality thing? But I'm starting to believe that the Naruto that we know is not really him. What do you mean? I believe that he's not as innocent or as good as we think he is. I believe that his old personality is starting to surface, and the one that we're seeing is the actual one that ended up here for a reason. It's just a theory for now. So you think that he might be an even greater threat, Donald said. Depends on what he's a threat to. Inject a beast with all sorts of crazy enhancements and weapons and set them loose on another beast. The humans and the people will be safe, but the beasts, they will be destroyed. Donald started to understand what Cecil was trying to get at. You want to set him loose on our enemies, like a weapon. For now, I still don't understand if I'm even right. But his personality is getting worse, even when he's back to normal. And that feeling, you felt it, didn't you? Explain it to me. Well, back then, when he was talking, it felt like I was a prey. And I was being cornered by a predator. A domineering presence, overwhelmingly so. I'm not sure what is going on, but I will find out. I won't allow the same thing to happen to the Guardians. To happen once again. Eve followed Naruto as she had a feeling where he was going. He didn't even talk to her. He made his way towards. It was a forest where she had shown him. Eve followed and made her way. But something was wrong. When Eve arrived, she saw him sitting and meditating. She thought that he was simply clearing his mind, clearing his thoughts. But what she saw shocked her. Naruto was sitting down, and around him, everything was dying. They were not wilting, they were not like getting a disease or something, they were being drained. It was like the life was being sucked out of them. The grass turning grey and brittle. The tree leaf had fallen, the branches bare. Like it was winter instead of summer. Not to mention the sounds. There was not a single insect, no cricket, nothing at all around him. That was unnatural. What the hell, she said, as she looked at the circle of death surrounding him. She approached carefully, noticing that the effects seemed to be coming from him. Naruto, she called out, but he did not respond. His eyes were closed. He was breathing in and out, meditating, but something was wrong. The ear felt heavy, oppressed, almost like it was going to bend. She tried to get closer to him. She tried to step into the circle, but she felt it. She felt a strange sensation. She couldn't explain it. Her matter manipulation powers seemed to react on instinct, creating a barrier that protected her. What is this? She said. Naruto, she called out. You need to wake up. But there was no answer. She dropped her knees before him. Naruto, she said. Come back. Whatever you're fighting, you don't have to do it alone. For a moment, she waited, but nothing. Nothing. Naruto, she called. Meanwhile, within his mind, Naruto entered. He was pissed. So, you've returned, his dark self said. Finally ready to face the truth. What the hell is wrong with me, said Naruto. Why can't I stop it? The rage, the violence. I'm losing myself. What the hell is wrong? Stop it. His dark self laughed. You fool. You're not losing yourself. You're remembering who you are. Your old techniques, your instinct, your personality. There's no stopping it now. You've already dived too deep, and all of it is coming back. Little by little, your memories are returning, and with it, everything that you once were. You're going to remember who you are, what you were, what you are meant to be. I don't want that, said Naruto. I don't want to be a monster who kills without thinking, who destroy everything around him. You killed villains that were trying to murder your friend. You protected the weak and punished the wicked. How is that monstrous? That's not it, said Naruto. I couldn't control myself. Everything around me felt so small, even Rex. I felt like his life meant nothing in that moment. Because that is who you are. To you, they're nothing but insects. You just don't remember who you are. You don't remember how truly powerful you are, or where your power originated from. You're holding yourself back by not remembering who you are. But now, it's like a mirror. It's cracking. And there's no putting that glass back together. Naruto cursed because it felt right. A dark, twisted part of him felt like he was scratching an itch that has been nagging at him for months. I see it in your eyes, his dark self said. You know I'm right. The hero act. It was good while it lasts. But deep down you know that you were never a hero. Maybe in the past. A long time ago you were, but you set that side a long time ago. You chose domination, control instead. I won't accept that. I don't have to be a monster anymore, said Naruto. You don't have to accept it. But whether you like it or not, it's gonna happen. In due time, everything's gonna return. Your power, your techniques. Everything you fear right now is going to bleed through and shred you apart. And the true you is going to emerge. You're not becoming a monster. You're simply remembering that you always were one. The only thing left to do is for you to accept it. I'm not going to accept it. I'm not going to accept you, said Naruto. Fine then. When you're here on your knees, I'll be smiling as you finally remember who you are. I won't. I won't. You will. Because you're not just Naruto. You're not just a normal person. You're a god. A god of destruction. Naruto's eyes snapped open. You're back. Naruto was terrified as he saw Eve. She had followed him. You're back, she said. Naruto looked around. Immediately his hands placed on the ground as he funneled the nature engine back into the ground. Eve watched with amazement as he reconstructed everything. Since when can you do that? You shouldn't be here. Naruto said. Go. No. What? I said no. Naruto started to walk away. She gripped his hand as he pushed her away. She was surprised. The look in his eyes, though, was nothing but pain and anguish. Leave me alone. What's wrong with you? Nothing's wrong with me. I just don't want to be with you anymore, said Naruto. Just leave me alone. Eve stood there stunned by his words as Naruto turned. But she flew in front of him, immediately restraining him with her constructs. It's not gonna be that easy. I know what you're doing, but it's not gonna work. Why can't you take what I have to say and just leave me alone? Because you need help. Something is wrong and you're trying to push me away, but I'll never leave your side. So if you want me to leave, you're gonna have to mate me. Naruto exploded out of her constructs, raising his hand, but then he stopped. He collapsed down to his knees. Why can't you just leave me alone, he said, tears in his eyes. Because. She hesitated as she moved towards him. I care about you, she said, still hesitating with her words. You were there for me when I needed you, and I will never leave you alone like this. Naruto looked up towards her. I'm a monster. You're not. You just need help. You don't understand. I'm starting to remember things. You've seen it with your own eyes. I mean, you saw what I just did, right? What was it? I don't even know. But I know that I was a monster. A wicked, demonic creature that killed thousands for my own enjoyment. And I deserve to die. No, you don't. You don't deserve to die, and I'm not just gonna let you die. You're gonna tell me what's going on. And I'm going to help you. You don't understand. There's no stopping what I'm going to turn into. Then I'll be here to help you through it. It's not like that. I can't just be helped through it. Then I'll be here to find a way. Naruto was stunned. Why? You might die, he said. Then I'll die. At least I'll be there to help you. He was taken aback by her conviction. So, what's going on? He lowered his head as she pushed through, refusing to allow him to go through this alone. No one else knew. As I said, I'm starting to remember who I am, he said. And who are you? Flashes went through his mind. Destruction, chaos, death. So much of them. As Eve reached out and placed a hand on his cheek. Naruto started to talk. I saw myself killing a man that was supposed to be my teacher. Another that was supposed to be my friend. And a girl that begs me not to, but I killed her as well. I burned villages, homes, and I smiled. I laughed. I don't know why. Well then, there must be an explanation. Maybe you were being controlled. You don't know why. Because the person that you're explaining is nothing that I see in front of me right now. There's an explanation to everything. But what if I am just a monster, said Naruto. Then we'll find a way to understand why. Besides, you're not a monster anymore. But shutting me out, pushing everyone away, is not going to help you. So please, just give me the opportunity to understand. She pleaded with him. Okay, said Naruto. They moved towards her tree house. As both of them lie there gazing up towards the heavens, she placed her hand on his. It's gonna be alright. As Naruto looked at the moon, suddenly, it seemed to cause a reaction. The next moment, memories flashed across his mind. It was him. 7 years old. Bodies lie broken and destroyed around him. Heroes and Saratobi arrive on the scene. What did you do? I didn't mean to. It was days later. Hiruzen tried to cover everything completely. He was isolated, kept away from the public view. Those civilians, they beat him. They attacked him in the alley. He told them to leave. And then destruction reigned. Chaos followed. Hiruzen brought in specialists to try to understand what was going on. He swore them to secrecy, not a word would leave the facility. But it was Naruto's chakra. His chakra was different, and this had nothing to do with the Nine Tails. It came out in a way that made no sense, not to mention the way it protected him. From what the doctor could see, it might also enhance physical traits. However, something was wrong. The chakra came out with a respond. Hiruzen pulled the doctor aside. Are you saying that he doesn't remember ripping those full-grown adults apart? I'm saying that there is something really wrong with this kid mentally. Hiruzen brought Naruto to the best mental expert Inoichi Yamanaka to test his mind. Inoichi went through a full session with Naruto and he came back with results. They both sat in the office. Judging by that look on your face, I'm guessing that, well, something is wrong. Hiruzen could tell. Yes, Inoichi said. He has no recollection of fighting those people. I can't go in his mind because of, well, his circumstance. But that's not it. While I was having a conversation with him, something abnormal happened. Back to their conversation. I didn't mean it. I didn't know what I did. But even if I did, they deserved it. Inoichi took a step back. What's wrong? Naruto said. Interesting, Inoichi thought, realizing that Naruto did not even recall what he just said. Back to the office. What? I don't understand, Hiruzen said. It's like he's suppressing himself. What do you mean? Alright, think about it this way. It's a bottle. A bottle that is connected to a hose that is constantly being filled. Every now and again, the bottle has some holes in it that release water so that it won't explode. That water droplet is the Naruto that we're seeing right now, innocent and kind. Because he know that if the bottle explodes, there is no returning. But there is a part of him. I believe that is a true part of him. I have no idea how this even happened. Yet we're dealing with someone that has a nine-tailed fox inside of him since he was a baby. There are some mental issues that I can't truly understand, but whenever he seemed to almost explode, his chakra reacts in ways that aren't normal. They're beyond the norm. What I'm afraid of is these holes that are being poked into his bottle will stop eventually and it will explode, releasing what is truly under that surface. We have to find a way to suppress this side of him or else. So you're saying that he has two personalities? No. Inoichi said it's not two, it's one. One that is pretending like it's not the other. I've never seen something like this before. With a case like his, I've seen associate disorder, identity crisis, but in this way it's different. He's gonna need a lot of help. A lot of help. Naruto's eyes snapped open as a flashback ended. He pulled himself up. What's wrong? Eve said. Hiruzen, Sarutobi, Inoichi. What is it? Naruto looked towards her with new information. The fear inside of him growing even more as he still doesn't understand what he is, but it was coming back. That part of him was returning. But guys, let me end this episode right here. If you want to see the next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm out for now. Peace.